That was the wonderful map intro video done by the wonderful, fantastic Bogsy there for Crashzone Alpha. And the green team in this game is indeed going to be AAO, and they're going to be running Yamato, Kremlin, Des Moines, Venezia, Nevsky, Stalingrad, Daring, Haragumo, and Ragnar. Jurak, what do you have for SURI4?
Sui bringing in Vermont, St. Vincent, double Nevsky, Petro, double Marceau, Haragumo, and a Yuyang.
Oh, that's a fancy lineup. All right, let's go have a look at this Yuyang really quickly, since we are a little bit late in the game.
It's a smoke Yuyang.
Oh, no. Where is he? I can't find him.
Currently going towards A.
Yes. Yes. Smoke Yuyang.
Legendary mod.
Smoke Leg mod? Alright, so yeah, he's just going full smoke bot. Understandable. So you swap, with the legendary module, you swap out some concealment for some consumable uptime, which means you're going to be much better at smoke plotting for the Nevsky. You don't need a radar, you're going to be smoking up this Nevsky. It's a better choice than gearing in some situations because it means you can have more smoke uptime for shorter individual durations. So, having a look at these initial deployments really quickly. Over at the A cap, we're going to be sending Venezia, Nevsky, there's a Ragnar, there's a Daring heading towards B, there's a Yamato hovering behind them, and we've got Stalingrad, Haragumo, Des Moines, and Kremlin lying around as well.
And Sui Capture are bringing Marceau, Yuyang, Nevsky to A, and everything else is going towards C. So that means we've got Marceau, Haragumo, Nevsky, Petro, St. Vincent, and Vermont.
That was really weird. I was in the map view, and there was like some background noise happening. That was really confused by. All right, let's take a look at this, this smoke screen being laid down by the Haragumo and Nevsky. Why does the map view have weird sound effects that I've never heard before?
I have no idea, but it is a legendary Haragumo as well.
Of course. All right, let's have a quick. Let's pop out. So yeah, you see leg mod here in the concealment slot, so he's going to give it up some concealment for extra smoking. So both the red team's destroyers are going to be giving up some concealment in some favor of extra smoke capacity. I want to have a look at this Marceau build. Are you an EFT enjoyer? You are an EFT enjoyer. However, you've gone for turret traverse and BFT instead of fearless brawler, which I don't agree with, but you know. Here we are. IFHE on the Haragumo. The mine back here, gonna be running leg mod, standard stuff, sensible thing. Kremlin going full tank with fire prevention changing. What's the slot 1 mod called? Damage control mod 1, yes. I'm having a look to see if there's anything interesting going on. So, I just want to point out how early they have got both of these caps and how hard it's going to be to push back into them for both teams. Like red team has taken both these caps really early. I don't see any way for the green team to get in here. Daring and Ragnar are going to be rotating back, but like, what is your plan here with the Kremlin, Des Moines, Haragumo to push? But you're pushing into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ships? It's a 4-on-6 push here?
Yeah, and it's important to note that yes, you got two green DDs going for A there, but that's a Nevsky. Like the moment you touch A cap to contest it, the Nevsky radars you opens up, and that Marceau can take the choice as to whether it gets involved or not if it thinks it's going to be in danger from the Venezia, which is a fair worry.
Yeah. Bigger problem
as well. C cap, you've got the same situation. You've got the Nevsky and a smoke.
Yeah. So the biggest problem with all of this is like if they want to push in with that fleet over there into the weak side. They have no smoke cover for their own Nevsky, so if he tries to push forward, you've got a Daring smoke, you've got a Venezia smoke. Those aren't good platforms to park a Nevsky inside of.
No, and over at C-Cap, the green Des Moines taking a chunk of damage early on here. The Haragumo was open water in, I suppose it was also spotted by the Des Moines. But that Des Moines is down to half.
Yeah, that is nice, there we go. I've got music in the battle, and then it no longer sounds weird when I look at the map. It's like, oh, that's why it sounds weird.
And I don't mean to cause concern, but Marceau torps are heading for that exact Des Moines as it enters that smoke.
Ah, yes. He does have Hydra running. He does see them all.
He's eating one.
He is. He sees them. He's aware of his demise. Takes a flood. Has to pop his damage control. And he has a St. Vincent and a Petro in his face, and the Petro pops his radar, and now the Des Moines might be in a world of suffering. Des Moines decides that the best course of action right now is to turn full broadside to the Marceau and beach against this island. Let's see if the Marceau has another rack of torps ready and waiting for him. Des Moines does have radar available. You know what? The Marceau's decided, fuck you, I'm just going to open up. Going for the fire, see if he can get some permafires going on this Des Moines. Des Moines going to be shooting HE back. There's one permafire.
We have some trades going over the A cap. The red Nevsky no longer has a smoke screen. Currently, it's about to get smoked again by the looks of it. It's trading with the Ragnar and Venezia Nevsky, but straight away the green team pushed off A cap the moment they go for it, like we thought would happen.
Yeah, I'm going to go back over to this Des Moines because he is definitely in a world of suffering right now. I think he's still got those fires ticking. Looks like he took a second fire. The first one's expired by now. The Marceau's decided he wants to disengage from this fight. He did take a bit of a battering back, so it didn't go perfectly planned for him. We have Dracoon Fighter in the St. Vincent, who's decided to do a full turn and is reversing away from the cap. I thought he was going to go for some sort of play there, but he's decided he doesn't want to push into the Stalingrad while broadside at the Kremlin as well.
So the Des Moines radared, and that encouraged the Marceau to once again start firing because it's now spotted anyway.
Yeah. He's out of radar range, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, at this point, like, if you can get the shells landed on that Des Moines, get the perma fire on it, he might be going down. Cross shots coming in from the Vermont, actually. Catch him on the reverse. Bit too far back. Des Moines being forced forward again. Going to beach himself up against the Islander once more. Quickly taking a look at the map, we see no contest going over to B, so that's still going to be taken. But both caps have been taken for this entire duration for the red team. Daring and Ragnar try to reverse in there. Nevsky pops a radar and catches both of them over at the A cap.
Looks like we've got the Marceau from SURI4 going for a B, which means, you know, they'll flip that, and then that Marceau will just rotate back to A.
Depends what the Yamato does. The Yamato might just say no, or you might just sit in the middle. You can tank a few torpedo salvos. Not on purpose,
That
but
you can, but if you do that, then, you know, you open yourself up to the Marceau from C coming down for an adventure and being fire spammed by both of them, and that's not going to be a delightful experience, or a useful one.
So back over at the sea cap here, it looks like the Kremlin's decided to leave the Des Moines in the lurch. He's like, you know what? I think you're dead, mate. I'll see you later. I'm just gonna just try not to die. I'll be over here providing moral support. The Haragumo is parked up there. He's decided he's not even worth. Like Des Moines isn't even worth smoking up at this point. He's being pushed by Petro, Haru, St. Vincent, Nevsky, Marceau. There's a Vermont there as well. Haragumo needs to get himself out of there as rapidly as possible. He's trying to get some torpedoes down on the way in. Radar comes out from the Petropavlovsk. We'll be seeing the position of both the Haragumo and the Des Moines. One salvo comes out towards the Haragumo. He gets a salvo on him. It's not going to be the end of the world to the Haru.
Fantastic blind fire over A here. Nevsky doesn't have a radar for another minute. The Ragnar's reversed into A cap. Nevsky's opening volley blind to the edge of the cap got the resets they were after, and now it's being smoked again. All this happening while the Marceau takes B without any contest. But they looks like, against all odds, have rotated their daring back to retake that.
I'm just trying to find Nemo Le Petit Poisson. He's my favorite SURI4 player because he has the best name, but unfortunately, he looks like he's been replaced by other people with like Pluto Le Petit Newbie. He's like, oh.
So it looks like SURI4 are going to try and maintain this 2-cap advantage. You know, the Marceau's rotating back to A and probably just going to step in the gap again.
Yeah, AAO put the daring into B for now to try and get that ticket again. I'm quite interested to see that they've managed to like win that flank despite the fact that they were quite outnumbered. They were 4 versus 3 basically. Yeah. Although they did rotate the daring back as well, so it was like 44, yeah. I guess.
The green Stalingrad over at C, suffering from a bit of Marceau HE spam, and has reversed out. The red St. Vincent looks like it's not in a great place though.
Yeah! He's currently caught on the Des Moines radar and being farmed by the Haragumo and the smoke screen. I'm really surprised that this push got stalled so hard by just a single Haragumo on Des Moines. The Kremlin's not going to be doing much. Like, the Vincent could have walked over the Des Moines space by now. Just needed to press the go button, really. Radar coming out from a Nevsky over at B won't catch anything. Yeah, this push is hard stalled. I mean, you've invested 5 red ships over here, right? You've got the cap, yeah, but now you're seeing Vincent's bow on and being farmed.
So over at A, we have a bit of contest going on here. The green Ragnar has radared. It's going for the Yu-Yang. Marceau and Nevsky are trying to step in here.
Yeah, Venezia's involved in this discussion as well, though. And Venezia, when he wants to put his foot down on a DD, it's like, yes, yes. Well, he did manage to bounce them. Like, if you manage to get perfectly bow in over Venezia and you destroyer, he doesn't overmatch you. Well, he overmatches your superstructure, but if he catches your bow, you'll just bounce most of it. Same with your side plating. If you get perfect angle, Venezia's just gonna bounce.
Yeah, and at this point, SURI4 have basically guaranteed that they take the cap because the Yu-Yang is undetected and capping. And the Marceau is just going to disengage now that it's chased the Ragnar off and the Darien is smoked up.
The Yu-Yang doesn't have torpedoes to worry about. Like a cross-top situation here.
It does. It also has the Venezia torps that is only just going to dodge.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The cross torp situation. Venezia's magnetic torpedoes, and there comes the Daring's torpedoes as well.
But they do take the cap, and Yu Yang has left and is in perfect health.
And with that, they're now going to be up 2 caps and 230 points with no kills on the board yet, by the way. 0 kills for either team.
Yeah.
Vincent got dark. Des Moines got dark. Nobody wants to do any sort of pushing. Marceau... What's this Marceau doing?
The low health one or the
red one in C?
That's a good question. I'm looking at this 5,000 health Marceau A. It's undetected. The Nevsky over here is suffering as well, but is just leaving. There's only 90 seconds left on it, win timer wise for SURI4, so they're in a good position here.
Yeah, they are. Green don't really have any way of stepping onto C unless they muscle the Kremlin or Haragumo in there. A-cap, you can potentially get the Daring back into, but I don't know if... Does that Nevsky have a radar already? The Nevsky does have a radar already, so you might stall it a little bit. And the Yu Yang's just laid him a fresh smoke screen, so the destroyers are like, this might be the death of me. They
are pushing now at A. And this is the thing, that Yu Yang, they did it intelligently at first. The Yu Yang just took the cap whilst spotting for the Nevsky and Marceau. Just to save the radar for now. Nevsky has caught them in the cap. We'll see how that goes. It looks like SURI4 are moving into B as well because they've realised that there's only a Nevsky there to stop them. And they can just chase that way with a Vermont, which they're already making good work on.
Chase it away with a Vermont. Ah, yes. You know what's really good at chasing things? A Vermont.
Well, the Nevsky B has already taken a large chunk.
From Haragumo. Green Haragumo, absolutely right at the back there. Managed to get caught on the Petropavlovsk radar and get slapped. He's down at 900 HP. The still salvo's coming out. I don't know if it's got blind fire. Ooh, blind fire didn't quite catch
that looked like blind fire there. That was it was lucky. Because AAO can't afford to take a loss. And SURI4 do lose their Nevsky at A.
Yes. That was...
They nearly get the Darien in trade, but their Marceau is in a lot of danger here as it's been rushed by Venezia now.
That was not worth it. You had this. If you just ran away, you didn't need to save that cap. It's now 2 minutes on the clock. You now have the potential of your Marceau getting caught out.
Yeah, they didn't need to save the cap. And they just needed to wait out the Nevsky radar at B before they take B cap, and that's it.
If they didn't get this kill on this Marceau, they're back in the game. Like, they've got a Venezia going around the corner, and they've got the Ragnar going the other way. Fair enough, Yu Yang's trying to torpedo the Venezia on the way past, but I don't think that was going to reach if the Venezia just goes straight around the corner, and the Marceau, he might trade, I guess. That's his best hope. Vermont Salvo's coming in towards the Nevsky here, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like SURI4 needed to grab that kill on Absoluti's Haragumo to make that remotely worth it. There's still 90 seconds now, again, for their win timer, but
Ragnar catches
it's a lot closer than it needed to be.
Yeah, it's about to be even closer now because the Marceau is about to go to Marceau. Marceau goes down. Torpedoes to both the Venezia and the Ragnar. He catches one on the Venezia. It's not going to be enough. Is he going to catch the Ragnar as well? No, these all whiffed. But there are points. Look, the points are flipped. Green are now in the lead. Yeah. Which means red need to do something. And they're pushing their Yu Yang face first into the Daring.
But if you look at this here at C, Absoluti's Haragumo is bowing towards C cap and frantically trying to reverse, as the Marceau, Petro, and St. Vincent have all found their W keys.
Yeah, has the Petro
got... know they have a minute.
The Petro has no radar.
Well, wait, they know they have a minute to do this, right? So they know they've just got to go. And there's no ifs, no buts now. They've got to go and they've got to find a kill.
Well, the Yu Yang looks like he's going for a hunt on the Daring in the background. But let's just watch the charge of the Vincent. Is it going to be a Vincent or an Incent?
We'll see, but
Des Moines radar comes out.
Might well get spotted here.
Des Moines radar came out. Is going to be spotting the Marceau, the Petro, and the St. Vincent. They're going to be spotted for this entire crossing. Yamato Salvo coming out towards the St. Vincent's broadside. Stalingrad's going to have shots as well. Let's see what the Yamato does here. That looks painful. Never mind.
And Absoluti's been spotted. Very briefly, down to 400 instead of 600. The Marceau has turned towards him. The Marceau sees a kill there. If they kill Absoluti here, they might just win it on that kill alone.
Vincent should get a salvo.
Vincent's coming around that corner.
There are torpedoes, though.
Torps are out.
Those torpedoes look really dangerous. Wiggly Top came out towards the Kremlin. He gets a shot out with the Haragumo. Takes it down. He's going around the corner now. Torpedoes from the Haragumo. He's going to catch at least one. Is that going to be enough to
On a
take him
saturated
down?
bow, it might be okay.
That was more amidships, though. Has he got a heal
10
ready?
seconds. There's 10 seconds. Des Moines needs to kill. Des Moines needs to get this kill now. It needs to be the next volley.
No, we didn't get it. But the Nevsky died.
And Green Nevsky goes down, and that wins SURI4 for the match.
But that...
They almost clutched defeat from the jaws of victory, but they decided they actually quite liked the idea of a win there. That was a finish.
That was yes. That things happened in that game.
What was the call? Was it a call to push the Haragumo towards C again, or was it? Why would you have your 900 health Haragumo that close to the cap when you're in the driving seat?
I think he decided that was the place most protected. I think he was like trying to stop the Vincent coming around the corner on the Des Moines face, which he kind of did technically. The problem was he had a death at the same time. So he stopped the Vincent rolling over the face of the Des Moines, but he died for it, which isn't really worth it.
Yeah, and their whole lead at that point was based on the fact that they'd gotten a DD kill. That they'd killed the Marceau, and that had flipped the points in their favor. Why would you then put the Haragumo in a position to undo that?
Good question. Well, that's the first game of the series.
This is an exciting finish.
It was a finish. It certainly was a finish. It didn't need to go that close. It should have been over a long time ago when they threw away the Nevsky at A. That should have been, the game should have already been over.
Yeah, exactly. And then throwing away the Marceau. It was a competitive match, and I'm glad it was at least that.
Honestly, I didn't think AAO were gonna.
I didn't think they were gonna come that close to it. I think they were a bit hesitant almost. They didn't seem to quite know what to do about it.
Is this AAO or AA0? There are two teams in the tournament.
This is AAO, as far as I can tell. Yeah, this is AAO.
Okay, let me just quickly. Yeah, it's hard to tell with the font, but there is like.
Yeah, no, it's a team with Absolute in it, so I know he's on the main team.
Yeah, I'm confused by all these things, so I'll just yes.
It was one of those. They didn't seem to know what to. I'm unsure. They didn't seem to know how to respond initially to SURI4's like strong opening on the caps, but they did it correctly. They pushed through A, they took that, and they got the kills they needed to get, and that was it. They could have just rolled away from C, and they chose not to.
So what do you think of the Vincent in that game?
I'm not sure it got much use. Like I know it got the kill at the end, but any other battleship, I suppose maybe not any other battleship because it needed to be fast enough to get there.
Well, here's the thing. It was Vincent Kremlin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's one of those. Like, I'm not sure they got the most use out of it. Luckily, it was fast enough to get over there and get that crucial kill at the end. That's
honestly, the Kremlin that
important.
game for the red team was pretty much non-existent. I didn't even see what it did.
Yeah, I feel like both battleships up at that cap were kind of the same.
Yeah.
The Vermont certainly had impact, but the Vermont was just doing those like. I mean, I presume the Vermont is the reason the Nevsky at B died at the end.
It was Vermont Vincent. That's what it was. Not Kremlin. But yeah, the Vermont had a couple of salvos.
Kremlin was the AAO battleship.
The Vermont missed several salvos on that Des Moines, by the way. Like several. That Des Moines should have been dead 5 times over. Like
that's unfortunate.
The Vermont splashed them repeatedly. The Marceau gave up on a potential kill. The Marceau then decided to duck back when the Haragumo was low as well. He could have gotten the Stalingrad held back that push quite well. The Stalingrad position was quite clutch in it, I think. That's what stopped that's what stalled out that push for so long.
I feel like the Marceau could have probably got that Des Moines kill if it had just not stopped firing when the Des Moines had no damage control and was on fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we are coming on to Shatter, and this is going to be an interesting map, I think, for these two teams.
I'll tell you what, let's run the map introduction video for Shatter, get you all accustomed to what we're going into, and we'll have a quick talk about what we want to talk about while you're watching. So give me a second.
The picturesque coastlines of the maritime provinces of eastern Canada form the backdrop for a titanic clash of opposing fleets. These steep cliffs and jagged rocks will soon echo the thunder of heavy guns, and only one team will emerge supreme. This is Shatter. Shatter is a 48 by 48 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from west to east. In this new configuration, Cap Alpha on the left is arguably the safest for destroyers. Though there are plenty of nearby islands within radar range, the Cap perimeter is wide open, providing unfettered access and a multitude of ways in and out. This directly contrasts with Capture Point Bravo in the center, which is more claustrophobic and has only a handful of entrances and exits. Ships caught out here typically fall under tremendous focus fire from both map edges. On the right, control of the new Charlie Cap is likely to depend heavily on commanding the island on the western edge. Expect teams to deploy ships both south of this island and to the 9-10 line on the extreme eastern edge as they vie for dominance. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Shatter.
How long left in the video?
0 seconds. Hello. So how long left on the video? I want to insult people some more. So...
I would never.
yeah. Right, so we have Shatter coming up. I haven't seen nearly enough good and loose spam on this map. I want. We saw Rain use it effectively last KotS against a Goliath position that PTA were running in the Northern Cap on C. However, that cap doesn't exist anymore. But Gooden's are going to be really good on this map. Just because
we used them extensively. Yeah, with PN during Spring Championship, we used them quite a bit. You just park them in B cap, and then they can overwork. They could previously on the old caps overreach every single worthwhile position with those airstrikes. And even though you don't get the perfect run up on most of them, it doesn't matter because it can just launch these planes over the islands and slap cruisers with fires and bombs without ever being returned on, unless the other team also has a golden lion, and then they're just like, yeah, you get to sit there and you get to spam fires on ships that can't shoot back.
Hear me out.
It's viable for this.
Hear me out. 2 destroyers, 5 glues, 2 battleships. The new meta for Shatter. How about, right, what we do is we design a map where there is literally a full wall across the middle, right? But the wall, both ships are like within 12 kilometers of each other. So like it's a really tiny map with a solid wall across the middle that nobody can lob. And then we just like put golden loos on both sides and we just have it. We'll play the actual version of battleships. Oh, sorry. What did Wargaming call it? It's like I don't even know.
Warship Strike.
Yeah, that one. Anyway, we are getting on into the game now. So I want to play that actually. Why do we need custom maps?
I do wonder if maybe the reason we're not seeing as many Howdens as the cap changes.
Maybe
it's no longer central. It's not all pushed into that middle area, so teams feel less inclined to bring a ship that can sit in that middle and dominate the map.
Maybe, but we are into the game, and the team names are on the screen right now. We do have for SURI4 this time on the green team. We're going to be running St. Vincent, Schlieffen, Des Moines, Venezia, Napoli, Moskva, Daring, Marceau. Meanwhile, over on the red team.
Yeah, against all odds, not ale odds, although I do like ale, are bringing in the Yami, Kremlin, Double Nevsky, Petro, Stalingrad, Gearing, Daring, and Ragnar.
I am definitely not going to accidentally say Daring or Gearing or Deering or Gearing. That's definitely not a thing that I'm going to do during this game.
Gearing and Deering, really important destroyers in this game.
Oh yeah, my favorite... Deering is my favorite destroyer, yes. What build is the Deering running? The Deering is running leg mod, no smoke upgrade, no superintendent. Interesting. I think you need superintendent if you're playing full smoke, well, personally, but you know. AFT on the Marceau, but no fearless brawler. We have Daring with no heavy AP. I have many questions, my good sir. You're running fearless brawler, but no heavy. Let's just not ask these questions. Venezia going to be running outnumbered and top grade gunner. Okay, I suppose that's an option.
Red Darien also not running heavy AP, but it doesn't have fearless brawler. It's going for the turret traverse and consumable duration as well. So it's a full. I was about to say it's a full hydro build, but it doesn't have the hydro module in the second slot. So
no, it doesn't. Which, yeah, let's
defeats the purpose of the skill, right?
Yeah, kind of. Just a little bit. Petro just gonna be full. It's a range mod Petro pal. I'm closing the build. The range mod Petro. I'm done. I'm done. We're done looking at builds for the day. It's fine. We have a chance.
I'm also fairly certain that we've got a range mod Stalingrad here.
Oh my. Right. Anyway. So, initial deployments. Green team over at the A cap will be sending a Marceau who's about to arrive at the cap already. We have a St. Vincent, Napoli, Moscow, Schlieffen, and Des Moines all going to be in position to back them up. We have a Daring diving for B, and then we have just a Venezia and a Marceau heading to the C cap, which I don't think is going to hold too well against the incoming push. What have you got for the Reds?
So AAO are sending a Ragnar Petro over A. Petro's going well wide. It's probably going to swing all the way up to the 1 line and push up to the island in F1.
Yeah.
There's a Stalingrad crawling up towards B, and the Yami seems to be setting up in the middle. I think that's a bit odd. I don't know. Unless the Yami's going to plan to cross to the other side of the map, it seems like a bit of an odd position where it won't get many shots, but I could be wrong about that.
The
Daring is drifting up towards B. Yeah, maybe that's it. The Daring is pushing up towards B to come in from the other side, and they're going to have a little clash maybe shortly, whilst the Girin, Nevsky, and Kremlin go wide to C.
Yeah, we do see a radar has came out for one of those Nevskys. Will be catching the Marceau, who was in C. He's being forced out now, and is going to take a bit of a battering. And this should just leave this cap firmly in control of the red team. I don't see any way to get back into this against double Nevskyness and a Kremlin. The Venezia can't come in here to do anything. This is just going to get rolled over. Like that Venezia cannot hold this, and then it's going to be a full collapse. So they need to make this push over the C side, the A side, sorry, happen immediately. But they're pushing into Yamato, Stalingrad, Petro, Ragnar. Well,
you say that the Daring's just the green Daring's got into a really interesting position really early on without any contest. I don't really understand how it got into there without actually being detected at any point. The Stalingrad's set up to shoot. You know, the Stalingrad will catch it if it tries to cap, but that Schlieffen
is going.
Well, that Schlieffen's very dangerous for the red Daring.
Yeah,
if the problem is the beach is there, which it looks like it's about to do, it can reverse and have its secondaries on that Daring all day long, and that's not a place you want to be as the red Daring.
Well, the Des Moines radar did come out. It does catch that Daring. Daring will be forced away. However, that does bring attention to the position of the green Daring for the Stalingrad, and also the Schlieffen, I think, might have been spotted during that encounter as well. So the Stalingrad now realizes there's a Schlieffen.
Yeah, the Schlieffen was already spotted. They're already taking a pot shot at the Stalingrad without much effect, as you can see. But yeah, that Daring's already just run for the hills. Schlieffen secondary is no thanks. Is the answer there. It looks like the red Petro might get caught out in the open here. It's got St. Vincent and Napoli pushing towards it. And if it pushes forward, it's going to be stuck.
Yeah, that range mod's going to come in really handy at this range, isn't it?
Red Daring is now trying to farm the green Daring at B, but the Stalingrad radar's gone down.
Yeah, and it's just a little bit of damage both ways. Actually, I don't think he's had his adrenaline rush activated. Right, so C-cap, Kremlin about to be in it. That's just the end of that. Kremlin takes C-cap. There's no stopping it. It's a Kremlin. It lives there. That is his cap.
I think the red Daring made the mistake of firing without smoke, and has attracted some more attention.
Yeah. He's just being slowly whittled down. He doesn't realize you're in a 3-on-1 there, buddy. Just give it a rest. Stalingrad's not going to be able to help you. Mato's not going to be able to help. Ragnar, not going to be able to help. Oh, the Petro has got himself spotted on the 10 line. He did manage to get turned out, I think.
Yeah, that's the important thing. I was thinking if that Petro pushed all the way up to the island and committed to that push, it was just going to get rushed by the St. Vincent or torped, and that was it. End of story. St. Vincent, Napoli roll around the corner. Both of them torp you, and that's it. Your battle's over.
This Venezia was chunked by the Kremlin in the background there.
Yeah, I see that, and looks like SURI4 got a hold of B-cap. They got a firm hold of it.
So this push with the Schlieffen and Vincent needs to go, and it needs to go now, but you've got Yamato salvos hammering down upon him as he makes this crossing. He's just going to be perma-spotted this entire way by the Ragnar. You've got no way to really spot it.
Red Daring has Hydro up, but is going to eat a torp regardless? That is about as close as you can cut it.
He's fine. He's fine.
About as close as you can cut that.
So there is Des Moines there with a radar already. Why are you trying to smoke up into that?
Des Moines, Daring, and Schlieffen secondaries again. You know, and then that's another 4k of your health gone.
Give up. Like, that is not worth the contest.
Make the call. If the Daring had given up straight away, it sees it's in a 3v1, you know, 2 minutes ago. It goes to C, it helps capture C quicker, and then it can come back with the Kremlin in tow. The Kremlin's only arriving now, and the Darian's already lost 13,000 health for it.
Well,
and more. You know, it's
so now that the Kremlin's here, Des Moines and Schlieffen need to worry. There's a whole thing.
Yeah, they do. But it's still. I'm unsure on the idea to force your Darien to lose over half its health.
Speaking of losing half their health, St. Vincent on the one line over here is getting absolutely chunked. He turned full broadside to a Petra, by the way.
I see. Right.
Mm-hmm. And he's shooting HE back at the Petra.
The man was trying for the Napoli. St. Vincent wasn't spotted until it fired there, so those Yami shells were already in the air. The Darien is coming back in again. This time it has a Kremlin in tow.
It does, but he's already on half health, and the Kremlin gets one salvo, and the green Daring should just win this trade, like, instantly. Like, Alright, there goes the Stalingrad red radar. Actually, he might be in trouble now that the red radar comes up.
Yep.
Gonna be caught against the island, so he can't turn out properly as well.
So I think interestingly, this BCAP, I think it's going to be crucial, but I think it's being sort of misplayed by both sides here.
Yeah.
That green Darien didn't need to be in that position to get caught out.
He also took the wrong exit, to be honest. If he just went for the exit, like, between BC, he could have dived into that little chasm, and he still got Des Moines covering him, and then he can cover the Des Moines in case of Kremlin push. He can get some torpedoes out.
Yeah, he's going to get some torps in that Kremlin there. I think 2, probably. Maybe only 1, actually.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Yeah.
This starts to become a problem for Kremlin in not too long, because the Des Moines is completely unspotted. And the Kremlin can't respond, and it can't escape quickly without going forward. So they do need to start working on that. But on the CCAP, they've just completely rolled it. They are chasing the Venezia and Marceau to the A line.
Yeah, I was just quickly glancing at that. There's that's not worth chasing though, really. Like,
no, and if those 2 ships go off to the A line and stay alive with 3 ships chasing them, it's kind of a win for SURI4. Well,
look at
burn down the Kremlin.
Look at Black Brewery and the Nevsky there. Look how much health he's lost.
Yeah. And if those Marceau torps have range, if he gets in trouble, well, they've got the hydro running, so they should be fine. But that's close.
He's fine.
Very close.
He's fine.
The red Darian's being caught again, presumably by radar. Down to 5,000 health.
No,
with
I
no
didn't see a
heals.
radar there. Oh wait, yes.
Well, Des Moines radars, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that would be the sensible thing. Look how much health his Kremlin has lost just by being farmed out by this Daring.
Yeah, the Des Moines sat there unspotted, and it's importantly the Des Moines is doing a lot of AP firing as well.
Yeah,
it's not trying to whittle it down by fires, which Kremlin's not going to care much about over the whole match. But they do kind of need to step on B again.
Yeah, well, the problem is they approached it from the wrong angle. So the Des Moines right now was able to farm him for free the entire time.
Des Moines got him spotted. Very lucky there. Des Moines got itself spotted without the Darien smoke to cover it.
He's fine.
SURI4 they're putting their Darien back in that cap, obviously to keep hold of it and to stop. Sorry, AAO are putting the Darien back in the cap to stop SURI4 from stepping on it. But it's Bowen.
Bowen Daring, best Daring. It's basically a druid at this point.
Yeah.
Except with worse.
Venezia on the A line's going to die here, surely, in the next few minutes.
He has a smoke ready in 2 minutes, so yes, he's stuck on the border, being farmed out by 2 Nevskys. He's going to die. There's no question about that. And then the Marceau should just be able to run away though, because he's much faster than the gearing. Right, Kremlin got himself out of that whole mess that he got himself stuck in.
Yeah. The Darian's about to die.
Gearing torpedoed the Nevsky. Which Daring's about to die, sorry?
The red Darien in B has crawled all the way forwards. It just... Yeah, it's realised what's going on because it sees the Schlieffen. I thought it was still rolling forward in towards the Schlieffen, which would have just been instant death. But it's about to get radar by the Des Moines, which will be the Des Moines' last radar. But you still don't want to be that. The Nevsky's going to go down up in the top there.
Yeah, St. Vincent Salvo came out and just completely gutted him. Now he's being farmed out by the remainder of that Des Moines. Gearing drops a smoke stream for him. Should be enough to cover him once he gets this next puff of it, because the Vincent loses line of sight.
But Vincent shots are out, and Darien and Des Moines shells are filling the air here.
There we go.
Goes down.
No, it's not. Right, so...
It's not the end of the world, but it's less than ideal. And the Darien here is pushing forward a little bit.
He's just dropping single fire torpedoes.
Yeah, he's just dropping a single line. The Schlieffen's turned around and left.
For reasons.
I'm confused by that, I'll be honest.
Oh, they win on one, I think. They have the Marceau blocking.
They have wind condition here. I mean, that Des Moines also has its radar ready, but if it pushes forward without the hydro on, it's in trouble. Yeah, they do win on one. They're just pausing that cap. If they can grab themselves a daring kill, they'll take B without contest.
So Schlieffen turned around and left, but he's now turning around again and unleaving. That's a word, right?
The Darien has presumed that the Marceau was actually left a cap. That's...
Well, the Marceau is currently radared by the Stalingrad, so he's just like...
For a second, I thought the Marceau had disconnected there or something. Just stood there and took 3 or 4 Darien salvos.
Now the Daring's stuck in Des Moines radar, so that's a dead Daring.
Yeah, it is. This is why I was confused that the Schlieffen left. Because, yeah, well, that happened anyway.
Yeah.
But the Marceau just sort of sat there and ate 3 or 4 Daring AP salvos. That's not something you do generally.
Speaking of things that you shouldn't do, the Schlieffen should not go through this gap. There's a Yamato and Stalingrad waiting for him. However, that does mean that he's going to be able to lock down both the Yamato and the Stalingrad, who are going to be sat there waiting for shots.
Yes. Yeah.
So you've got two sets of guns out of the game waiting for you to come around that corner.
And the Kremlin has been farmed by Des Moines AP and St. Vincent HE again.
Oh yeah, that Kremlin loves being farmed. He's really good at it. He's been doing it all game. He can just leave that though. Like he can just leave.
He can and should just leave, but well, they are win condition now that the cap's not being blocked. But the Darien's going to change that surely.
Yeah. I mean, we have this Gearing Nevsky combination raining down on the side of the Vincent here, but the Daring smoke is going to block that temporarily.
And the St. Vincent is, just using its wonderful British heals.
They're amazing,
that
aren't
Kremlin no longer has heals left and is on 12k being farmed by Des Moines. That's 5k. One more Des Moines salvo might have killed it. That's
one more Vincent salvo.
But it is undetected now because the Darien can't see it. But, if that Des Moines had just taken one more pot shot, it might have had it.
I think we might be about to see the Yamato's adrenaline rush activate. Yamato, with its 94,907 HP, has now decided, right, my Kremlin's got no HP left. There's 5 minutes left on the game clock. There's 3 minutes till the enemy team wins, and they're about to step on a cap to make that half that amount of time. Maybe I should do something in my full HP Yamato.
So look at the team. Look at the teams here. You've got the red team in this big sweeping line that looks like it covers all the map, but it doesn't really because of the islands and line of sight issues. Whereas the green team are just in this big bundle in the middle.
Yeah,
but they have much more effective positions thanks to the shape of these islands and what they can see. And it looks like red team has just realized that, oops, they need to do something.
We're about to lose. We should probably fix that with our ships that are not in suitable positions, because our Petro is like at the map border still, and our Yamato is on full HP. He was on full HP. He's rapidly losing said HP. He's being farmed out by Daring, Vincent, Des Moines.
Schlieffen taking pot shots at the Nevsky, by the way.
The red Nevsky
opening up.
Don't think you need to open up with the Marceau. Actually, you're a distraction.
I think it's just it got the Nevsky to go. Oh, there's still a destroyer up here. I need this smoke. I need to do this. You don't. You just need to W into that cap. That Nevsky needed to be in B cap quite a while ago because it can tuck in there and not actually be shot by much.
Same with the Gearing. Honestly, the Gearing could have just sat in the top of the B cap.
Yeah, the Gearing can actually insert itself into that gap in the island there and be entirely safe.
Now. There's 20 seconds left on the clock,
and
they're gonna get nothing. They can't.
Yeah, they can't change the outcome. Like they tried to form this big firing line, and Suricatra let them because the firing line doesn't help them much. They can't see enough of the enemy, and that's it.
That was. Just zoned themselves out of the battle, completely. Is that a 2-0 for Suricatra?
Yeah.
Go find us a game
They
3.
did, as you said, they zoned themselves out entirely of that. They sort of looked like they'd gotten the upper hand with the 2 caps and they're ready to go. And then they just, yeah, it's an interesting one, that, and but this is why I like Shatter, because Shatter doesn't play like the other maps. You can have your big line across the map that looks like you have full control of it, and you don't have control of anything. And I like that about it, because it does force slightly different plays. And I did like that contest over the B cap, which SURI4 just dominated.
Did you go find us game 3?
We are waiting.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. All right. So yeah. Basically, if you would like to play the game and actually push yourselves in and do some things, you know, you can actually play the game. Is there? Okay. Who we got? Who we got?
Potato Researcher.
Potato Researcher. Understandable. Have a nice day.